Not many things are more distressing than not being able to open your QuickBooks company file due to data corruption. What a nightmare. How much money is in the bank? Who owes me what? A disaster. And then when you start to think, how far back do we have to go to rebuild that company data information? It can be terrifying. So I recommend you take a few steps to keep your QuickBooks company file healthy and clean so you don't face that nightmare scenario. First of all, we recommend that you upgrade QuickBooks at least every other time, so you're never more than 2 versions behind. And the reason for that is just maintaining compatibility with the operating system and all the security and whatnot. Also, make sure that your QuickBooks installation is always up to date using the Update QuickBooks command under the Help menu. And you just select Update Now. By default, this is set to automatically check every 24 hours, so it should download any updates that are available and ask you to install them. But what QuickBooks doesn't do automatically is perform a validation check of your company file. So we found that problems with the QuickBooks file tend to start small at first and then grow over time. So if you can catch it early and get the file repaired, you can avoid the big headache of sending your file off to the data services into it. Unfortunately, QuickBooks doesn't do this automatically, at least not yet. So it's a habit that I would advise you get into doing it at least once a week, and that's just putting the company file in single user mode and running a verify on the file, where QuickBooks just checks out the file and makes sure it's healthy. So let me show you how to do that in just a few clicks. So go to the File menu and select Switch to Single User Mode. And what this does is it ensures that no one else is using the company file while the validation check is being done. Obviously, if another user is already in, it won't let you, and it'll give you an error, and it'll tell you who's in the company file, so you can go and ask them to jump out for a few minutes while you run the validation check. Now that the company file is in single user mode, you'll notice it doesn't say multi-user in the title bar up here. Go back to the File menu, go to Utilities, and select Verify Data. You get this message saying it's going to close all of your windows, any reports that you have open, and then it'll run through the integrity check. This will take just less than a minute up to a half an hour depending on how large your company file is. And since we're in the sample data company file, it went really quickly here. This is what you want to see. There's no problems detected with your data. If you do see an error, QuickBooks will offer to repair the file. And what it'll do is walk you through making a backup first, and then it'll attempt to do a repair of the file. And hopefully, after the repair runs, the file will pass the validation check. Sometimes QuickBooks requires that you run the repair twice, and then the validation will succeed. And if you go through twice and it still doesn't succeed, it's time to get QuickBooks on the horn and see what they can do for you. Well, cash is the oxygen of business, and if you can't manage your cash, if you can't get into your company file, it is a disaster. So it is worth it to get in the discipline of running a validation check every week, at least weekly, to make sure that you don't have a problem.